Students kept cheating, so I made 24 versions of the same quiz. I teach 9th grade biology at a public school in Ohio, room 214, second period after lunch. My class has 31 kids crammed into 30 desks, and every Friday I give a short multiple choice quiz on the week's material. 10 questions, worth 20 points, nothing crazy. But by October I noticed something. Half the room was answering identically, right down to the wrong answers. Not close. Identical. I started standing in the back during quizzes instead of sitting at my desk. That's when I saw it clear as day. Owen, who sat by the window, would finish first and then lean back just enough for the 3 kids around him to read his paper over his shoulder. He'd tap his pencil twice when he moved to the next question, like a little signal. I gave him the look. You know the one. Teachers perfect it by year 3. He caught my eye, sat up straight, and grinned like nothing happened. The next week I heard him bragging in the hallway before class. Multiple choice is the best, he told his friends. You don't even have to study. You just gotta sit next to the right person. A couple of them laughed. One girl, Priya, rolled her eyes and told him to shut up before I heard. I'd already heard. I pulled Owen aside after class and asked him straight up if he'd been copying off his neighbors. He put on the most offended face I've ever seen a 15-year-old make. Miss Whitfield, I would never, he said, hand over his heart like I'd accused him of a felony. Then he smirked the second he thought I looked away. That smirk did it. I don't get mad about much. Kids forget homework, kids talk too much, kids fall asleep in 5th period. Fine, that's teaching. But lying to my face while smirking about it, that I can't let go. I sat down that weekend with my laptop and the quiz I already had written for Monday. 10 questions, 4 answer choices each. I fed it into ChatGPT and asked for as many versions as possible where the questions stayed in the exact same order, but the answer choices got shuffled differently every time. It gave me 24 unique combinations. A became C became D became B, over and over. I printed all 24, shuffled the stack like a deck of cards, and labeled every single one Form B in the corner. Every paper looked the same at a glance. Same font, same header, same everything, except the letters sitting next to each answer meant something different on every page. Monday came. I passed them out row by row, making sure nobody sitting next to each other got the same version. Owen got his, glanced sideways at his neighbor's paper, saw Form B written on both, and visibly relaxed. He leaned back in his chair like he'd already won before the quiz even started. I watched him lean toward his neighbor twice during those 10 minutes. Watched him copy down B, then D, then A, reading somebody else's answers without a clue the letters didn't line up to the same choices anymore. Grading that night was the best part of my week in years. Priya, who never cheated a day in her life, got a 90. Owen got a 40. 2 of his usual copy buddies got a 30 and a 20. I sat at my kitchen table laughing out loud at a stack of quizzes, which has never happened to me before in 11 years of teaching. Wednesday, I handed them back. Owen stared at his grade for a long time before he raised his hand. Ms. Whitfield, this isn't right, he said. Me and Deshawn had the same form, and he got a way better grade than me on the same exact questions. I looked him dead in the eye. Interesting, I said. Since you both took Form B, and you both answered the exact same questions in the exact same order, I guess one of you studied and one of you didn't. The room went quiet. Deshawn suddenly got very interested in his shoelaces. Owen opened his mouth, then closed it again, because the only way to argue his point was to admit out loud that he'd been reading somebody else's paper the whole time. He couldn't say the words. He just sat there turning red while 3 other kids in the room slowly did the math on why their grades didn't match their neighbors either. Nobody complained to the office. Nobody could, not without confessing to cheating first. For the rest of the semester, every single Friday, I watched Owen sit up straight, cover his own paper with his arm, and actually read the questions himself for the first time all year. His grades went up, so did his neighbors. Once copying stopped being an option and studying became the only one left. I still have all 24 versions saved in a folder on my laptop labeled Form B, and I print a fresh shuffled batch every quiz now, forever.